Not everyone's going to love this statement. From a very biological perspective, your body has two goals as a woman: keep
Mhm.
you alive, get pregnant,
Yep.
whether you want to or not. Ovulation really marks that point of like, okay, one, is it safe enough to get pregnant? And then your period happens as a byproduct of like, hey, conception didn't happen for whatever reason.
Why is it so important that we ovulate when it comes to progesterone and producing these, again, mood supporting hormones that our bodies need just to function?
Again, we're told that our period is like the start of a cycle, but
Mhm,
truly our period is the end of a hormone cycle because from a
mhm.
very biological perspective, again, not everyone's going to love this statement. From a very biological perspective, your body has two goals as a woman: keep
Mhm.
you alive, get pregnant,
Yep.
whether you want to or not.
Yep.
And so when you're very healthy and safe, and it says, like, hey, I can keep the woman alive, then it will engage in optimal hormone production to make sure that you ovulate so that you have successful opportunity for conception. Ovulation really marks that point of like, okay, one, is it safe enough to get pregnant? And then your period happens as a byproduct of like, hey, conception didn't happen for whatever reason, right? Maybe the woman didn't try, maybe there was an opportunity, maybe there was a hormone disruption, right? And
Mhm,
so that period marks almost the time for your body to say, okay, I'm going to try again.
mhm.
So this is why we should be tracking ovulation, because first and foremost, if you don't ovulate, all of the subsequent later, like 14 days of your cycle, don't happen. And what happens is once you ovulate, your body releases two hormones: progesterone and estrogen. Progesterone's role is to basically like tell estrogen, yo, I need you to get up. I need you to
Yep.
lift because I need you to thicken that uterine lining.
Yep.
And progesterone stays high. So the higher that progesterone goes, the more estrogen that's produced. And the
Yep.
longer that estrogen or progesterone is there, the longer estrogen stays. The minute
Mhm.
progesterone drops, that uterine lining sheds, opportunity for successful conception or then development of that baby doesn't necessarily happen. So if you're chronically stressed, one, your body might suppress ovulation, right? It might
Yep.
not even do it. That's where you would see somebody who doesn't even have a cycle, or maybe you're having a cycle every 35 days, 40
Mhm,
days, right? Or two, and this is where a lot of individuals live, is maybe you are ovulating, but
mhm.
progesterone is a precursor hormone for cortisol.
Yeah.
So if your body is stressed and the demand for cortisol is
Yeah.
greater than progesterone, your body will steal from those stores to make more cortisol. And
Yeah.
so then what happens, tying it all back to that mental health statement, is that hormone, progesterone, that's supposed to calm you down, soothe you, help with some, both gestation as well as like supporting estrogen, neurological benefits, right? That hormone falls.
Yeah.
And then also the hormone that spikes your fight or flight, that influences adrenaline, that
Mhm.
influences your anxiety, blood sugar dysregulation, all of that, that goes up. So
Yeah.
that really swings that pendulum towards a state where there is, a lot of, anxiety, restlessness, just general disdain in
Yeah.
your life.
For so many women, they've never tracked their ovulation before. So if you've never tracked your ovulation, where to start? What do you do? How do you track your ovulation?
So the best way to start with this is obviously use your period as that marker. So the minute that your full flow is over, right? So not you're spotting on the tail end, but like your full flow where you might need to change your pad, tampon, cup multiple times a day is over. That starts day one of your follicular phase. Now, how you can test it is I do both methods to kind of
Mhm.
double check. But my favorite is either cervical fluid tracking
Yep.
or BBT tracking.
Mhm.
And so with your cervical fluid, as estrogen rises, so if
Mhm.
we think like this is your period, end of period, estrogen starts to rise like this and peak at ovulation. With that rise, there's changes in the amount of discharge that you produce.
Yep.
And you, again, both cost effective and slightly lazy, right? You could do actual cervix checks, right?
Yeah.
But most of the time, you'll be able to see this even just by like checking your underwear when you go to the
Yep.
restroom. So as you get closer to ovulation, you're going to start to notice that there's like almost just like a little bit more of like a wet discharge. I
Yep.
always like kind of make the joke like it looks like, did I like pee myself a little bit? Like I don't
Yep.
remember doing that. And then as you get to peak ovulation, I always find this confusing. So I'm going to be very clear here. You are going to have uncooked egg white consistency
Yep.
discharge. I feel like you read the technical terms and they're like egg white. And I'm like, egg white
Yeah.
color, egg white consistency, uncooked egg whites. So it's going to
Yeah.
be clear, it's going
Yep.
to be really stretchy, and you'll notice it when you have a bowel movement because you kind of wipe and
Mhm.
you're like,
Yep.
what?
Yep.
That is a sign that you are ovulating or in your peak ovulatory window, right?
Yep.
And how I double confirm this is same is true with BBT tracking. Break that down
Mhm.
as basal body temperature tracking.
Mhm.
As your estrogen changes, so do you have slight changes in your overall body temperature.
Mhm.
So at your period, your body temperature is going to be the lowest. And as you get towards ovulation, you are going to have a peak in your temperature. So if you take, and again, you can just use a $6 thermometer
Yep.
from Amazon, as long as it has 2 decimal points. I like to use the app Kindara
Mhm.
because you can track your cycle symptoms and your BBT chart. It'll
Yep.
make a BBT chart for you and it's free.
Yeah.
But what you'll notice is that trend line, you'll start to have a peak and you'll hit your highest temperature at ovulation and it should match that cervical fluid.
Mhm.
And then there's going to be a drop when you go into your luteal phase. And then as progesterone rises, you'll notice that your temperature rises again, just slightly, not as high as
Mhm.
your ovulatory. And then your cervical fluid will go to egg white color, almost
Mhm.
like a thick, clumpy. I don't want to say cottage cheese because that's very much like
Yeah.
a infection, but it is like a
Yeah.
thick white.
Yep.
Um, so super simple. And with BBT tracking, all you need to do is put that thermometer by your bed
Yep.
when you wake up in the morning. Not if you like wake up to pee to go in the middle of the like at night, right? But from when like you're waking up point, just roll over, take your temperature, and then you're good to go. That's it. Just try to do it before you move.
So if these things aren't happening, let's just say, don't freak out. What do you tell women when they're not ovulating, when these symptoms aren't happening? What is the kind of process from there? How do you guide women?
So, in the integrative nutrition realm and in this space, I really live, breathe by like, okay, if you're not ovulating, your
Mhm.
body perceives some sort of threat.
Mhm.
Because again, from a biological perspective, your body wants to keep you alive and then it
Yep.
wants to get pregnant.
Yep.
However, the minute a woman gets pregnant, your body prioritizes the baby over you. So that's why you've
Mhm.
heard so many instances of before of women getting really sick or even,
Mhm.
unfortunately, like other things happening.
Mhm.
Um, so, if you're not ovulating, for some reason your body feels too stressed to safely engage in these
Mhm.
hormone production processes. We look at the pillars of stress that we can
Mhm.
control. And that's, are we nourishing our body enough?
Mhm.
Not with just whole foods, but are you physically eating enough?
Right.
Are we have we lost our stress resilience? Right. And this is
Mhm.
another big thing. A lot of social media, I think it's really confusing right now. People are like, stress is bad. Avoid stress, bad cortisol. No, cortisol, we need it. Healthy
Yeah.
levels, we need it. It's
Yeah.
that we've lost our stress resiliency.
That's right.
Right. And then also, how are, that nervous system regulation or how are you engaging in your environment? And I would say, in terms of easiness, it goes nutrition, fitness, and then this final nervous system regulation, our environment. Um, so, where I typically start with my clients is we go in and we say, okay, what is the state of your metabolic function right now?
Mhm.
A lot of us, again, 90s, 2000 girl, I say, represent,
Yeah.
we were told eat less, move more. That's how
Yep.
you lose weight. And I can't tell you, I've coached over 3,000 women worldwide.
Wow.
And I would say 99.9% of them were all under eating. On average, you have women who are eating maybe 1,200, 1,500 calories a day.
Yeah.
And that is what my 3-year-old daughter needs to eat in a
Yeah.
day.
Yep.
She's 25 pounds, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Chronically under eating. And again, your body's so smart.
Yep.
Your body recognizes, okay, if I'm not fed, if Tasha isn't safe, I am going to do whatever it takes to keep her alive. That is my job. So instead of functioning at 100% optimal system function, your body learns how to turn down the lights where
Yeah.
it's just operating at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And so eating enough food, getting your body to feel safe to re-engage in systemic function, re-engage in hormone production, re-engage in just using that nutrients for energy versus conservation.
Yeah.
My goodness, like that, honestly, I've had women, all of my women clients see results with that. I've had women who've struggled with multiple rounds of failed IVF get pregnant within a month of coaching with us.
Wow.
And they're like, it was just eating more. I was like, yeah, it's so
Yeah.
simple. Right. And then
Yeah.
also, with that, and this is a little bit more of a complex conversation, but across your hormone cycle, your metabolic function changes, your nutrient
Mhm.
needs change. So it's not
Mhm.
just about eating more overall and strategically rebuilding that, but then learning how to nuance across your hormone cycle to make sure your body has the right energy and biochemical tools at the right time
Mhm.
to do the job that it loves and wants to do.